Bye, Charlie.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. Bye bye. And oh my God, oh, talk about doing it up for the new year. That, Lord Almighty, you gotta unmute though. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. This is our
Your
friend.
glasses. Put on your glasses.
There we go. Hey, Happy New Year, Dave.
Yeah, put these on as well. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
This is, by the Iris, do you recognize, you probably know this man. His name is Ronald Rand. He
Hey
is
there.
the creator of, oh my God, the newspaper. It's the soul of the American actor.
Yes.
He's also done, in many countries and many places, his one-man show about Harold Clurman. And tell about your latest book, Solo Transformations on Stage. Please, Ron, just remind everybody about that book.
Well, I'm so blessed. It just came out. It's a brand new book called Solo Transformation on Stage, an organic process into the art of transformation. And it really allows people a real insight and a view into how to create your own solo show. And I've been touring the world for the past 23 years in my own solo show as Harold Clurman. It's called Let It Be Art. And I've been very blessed because I've been to 26 countries with the show. And so far, it's been going great. And on top of it, I just got awarded a second Fulbright from the US State Department. So now I'm in serious discussions to be going to Turkey in 2023. And I'm also talking to another professor about going to Thailand in 2023. So it's been a very exciting time right now.
Probably tomorrow I'll be going to some roast turkey. So that would be But let me ask you, by the way, I don't know, do you know Iris Dorbian? Iris is a theater writer. She's written a book, by the way. She's written a couple of books. What you did one about the great producers of the theater, Iris, and then you did one about, most recently was it the prison children one, or what was it?
It was I wrote a book when I was editor of Stage Directions. I wrote a book called Great Producers, Visionaries of the American Theater, and that came out a long time ago, 2008. And the book, my most recent book, was a novel. It was a young adult novel called Sentenced to Shakespeare. And this was inspired by the real life of Shakespeare in the Courts program in the Berkshires, in which juvenile offenders are sentenced to take a Shakespeare workshop as a condition of their probation. And if they fail, they may be incarcerated.
Oh boy, wow.
So yeah, so well, I had to look over and I'm completely off script here. But Ronald, let me ask you, what was your favorite thing that happened this past year? Was it traveling with your show? What was it?
Well, I was very fortunate not only to have an incredible book event at the Drama Bookshop for Solo Transformation on Stage, but I also went to Iceland for over a week, and I got to do my show and perform Let It Be Art at the Act Alone International Theater Festival, all the way at the very, very tip of Iceland and Suðuroy. And I also got to spend time in Reykjavik, and it's such a beautiful country. Runa Gabranson, a very important and influential experimental theater director, took me on this incredible tour. So being in Iceland and getting to know the wonderful people and doing my workshop, The Art of Transformation, at the festival, it was just a thrill of a lifetime.
And they always taught us in school that Iceland is warmer than Greenland, and Greenland is colder. How was the weather in Iceland? Was it icy?
Actually, it was really, really windy and cold. And then all of a sudden the sun comes out, so you never know what to expect. But I got to go all the way out into the country. And when I went to Suðuroy, I went out to the fjords, and it was gorgeous, gorgeous weather. One would think it would be much colder out there where all the ice was at the top of the peaks. But actually, for some reason, it was very mild, it was very green, and it was very beautiful. So what can I tell you? It was like a paradise.
Well, you know, it's funny. My mom drives a Fjord, but I stick with my Subaru, quite honestly. Anyway, by the way, you gave. I'm sorry. My wife is groaning in the other room, but you know, you gave a great lead in there about the sun coming out tomorrow and musicals. And if you want to talk to a guy who knows a few things about musicals, here's a fella who's written a book about the Fantastics. He's also written, I believe, about A Chorus Line with Bjork Lee. And this fella, by the way, is named Robert Viagas. He used to run Playbill.com. He was my boss for a while, and then we're just coworkers, and now longtime friends. Hello, Robert Viagas. How are you?
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy
No,
New Year.
oh, Robert, let me introduce Iris Dorbian up in the corner, and Ronald Rand. He publishes The Soul of the American Actor newspaper that I know you know about.
A pleasure.
Nice to see
So,
you.
Hello.
Robert, let me ask you, as I lose most of your body and just have your head and chin. There we go.
I'm sitting here with Audrey 3, by the way.
Oh,
You know why? Because Robert was doing a lot of gallivanting on the Facebook. I saw he was gallivanting around.
you were
the
gallivanting.
city.
Where were you gallivanting, Robert?
He was gallivanting.
You're Sir Gallivant. But tell me, Robert.
Yes, sir.
Let me go theatrical. What was your favorite show on Broadway or off Broadway this year?
I have to say, I'm kind of a little bit embarrassed about this because it's such an old-fashioned show, but I really loved Some Like It Hot. I just loved that show. And I wish that it had been more. Don't forget, last couple of years, we've seen some amazing experimental shows between Hamilton and Hadestown and all sorts of the wonderful shows, Strange Loop. To turn around and say, like, the most fun that I had at a show was at Some Like It Hot. I guess I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm also not. Wonderful Broadway talent. Everybody in the show was wonderful. The writing is terrific. The songs are terrific. The dancing is terrific. And they've really found a way to make it contemporary. There have been a bunch of shows adapted from films where the main actor is in drag. I mean, there was Tootsie,
Right.
there was Mrs. Doubtfire, and now they have this show where they got two guys in drag. And this was really the first show that really figured out how to make it seem like a 2022 story and not a 1957 story.
Well, it's interesting because you're mentioning this just about 10 minutes ago. We had my old friend Charles Gross on. He's a critic.
Mhm.
He does Two on the Aisle. And his favorite musical was Some Like It Hot. Also, he felt it was a little bit too woke. We didn't really have time to get into why or what about it made him cringe a little and go like, oh, come on. But you didn't find it. You thought the update
Oh.
was great, right?
No, I mean, look at that. We're living in the 2020s. You have to write something that is significant to the time in which you live, and I think they really did a wonderful job of it. They were working from this universally loved script, and you'd think that they would be like, "Oh, we're not going to touch the script." The script is like holy writ, but they respected the script, the original script, but they found a way to contemporize it without wedging it into the story. It seemed very naturally to flow from the story. I mean, one of the guys, he is, he's a straight guy and he enjoys being a straight guy. The other guy, he realizes that, he puts on this outfit just to kind of save his life, but he puts on drag to kind of save his life, and it's a disguise. But after a while, he realizes that he isn't now wearing something that is a disguise anymore. He's revealing who he really is. And that was just what a terrific approach to that character. And it fits into the story just beautifully.
Okay. By the way, Iris, do you have any resolutions or any shout outs? Because I got to let you go to let somebody else into the Daverhood. So,
okay.
any
I mean, the only thing is that I just hope 2023 is an improvement over 2022. That's all, that's it, and I hope less people I know and less other people know get sick and die.
Yeah,
just put that
that'd be a
on
good
hold.
thing, yeah.
Put
Well,
that on hold for a while.
Iris, I hope you are perfectly healthy and have a wonderful, wonderful year. We'll be talking soon. Got to let you go from the Daverhood. Most happy and healthy New Year.
You too. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Now, Ron, I'm going to keep you here for a little bit, but I need to admit
Sure.
another guest in the neighborhood.
Ah.
Let me ask
Wow.
you, Robert Viagas,
Yes.
what was, besides theater, what was your favorite thing that happened this past year?
Well, Ron will understand this. I think my favorite thing that happened this year is I have been collecting theater ghost stories for 20 some years. And I do these lectures at libraries where I talk about, I tell the ghost stories, and I tell the kind of theater history that goes along with it. And afterward, people would come up to me and say, "Do you have a book?" And I kept having to say, "No, I'm sorry, I don't have a book." But I changed agents, and my new agent sold my book, and it's called Good Morning Olive, which is a reference to Olive Thomas, the ghost who haunts the New Amsterdam Theater. And people who work there have to say good morning to her when they come in, or else stuff happens to them. They have a very, very active ghost at that theater. So this is a project that has been a project of the heart really for 2 decades. And I just was so happy when I opened up that box and I pulled those books out, that book that I imagined for so many years, I was just flying. So I would have to say that that was the best thing that happened to
And
me.
how can people
in
get, it's
2020.
Robert Viagas's book, Good Morning Olive, available where? Or how, Amazon or
All bookstores, but also, I mean, Amazon.com. You can order it from any place that sells books or orders books. You can order from Barnes and Noble, et cetera, et cetera. It's also available in audiobook. Although you can't get CDs, I was very brokenhearted about that. But you can download it. I mean, a lot of people.
Actually, be appropriate if it were on 78s, considering the stories you're telling, like Victrolas and things like that.
That's right. That's right. There's I have a wax tube that you can
But you
crank.
have to
Have the
put a
ghost
dog next
play
to
it,
it
yes.
to hear it. By the way, speaking of writing, I don't want to leave out our next guest in the. Don't go away, Robert. But Robert,
won't.
I have to let you go in a minute or two. But I do want to introduce a friend of the neighborhood. Speaking of writing, speaking of Broadway, John Peelmeyer, author of Agnes and God and a couple of other plays as well. Yeah. And a lot of stuff for television as well. So, John, welcome back to the neighborhood. How was your year? John.
The friggin' genius.
Unmute your mic.
John and Vicky together.
Oh, right.
Sorry. Is this better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, great. How's my year? I guess it was okay. I had some wonderful journeys that I took, and that was terrific.
You mean physical travel journeys, you mean?
Actual physical travel journeys, which I love to do and have been not able to do for the last couple of years. So that was wonderful. Those are probably the highlights of the year. And
Well, pick what was.
well, my wife and I we spent a lovely week in Iceland, driving around the
Oh,
circle of Iceland.
Ronald Rand. I don't know if you know Ronald. Ronald.
Oh, yes.
yes, I've interviewed
Went to
John
Iceland
from my
just a couple weeks
newspaper.
ago. He was just there.
Yeah, I just was in Iceland too myself, all the way to Suðuroy to be part of the Act Alone International Theater Festival. And then
Oh,
I
wow.
spent 4 or 5 days in Reykjavik, so I was there also.
It's a wonderful country and a lovely place. We
Oh,
we
and
were
the-
there last June. We were there at the summer solstice and did the circle tour of the whole island of the country. It was phenomenal.
And the people are really, really lovely,
Oh, it's
I have to say.
It's just a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, since we're all, actually everyone here is a writer who's talking here. So, what did you write this year? What was on TV? What scripts did you?
Nothing was on TV. I didn't have anything on TV this year.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of. I've been sort of doing a lot of. I wrote a sort of novella. I've been doing a lot of prose writing lately, and I've been sort of. I've been rewriting some longer novels and doing a lot of rewriting, and have written theatrically. I've written I wrote a few more. I have some comedy sketches that I have put together and have performed them and written a few new ones of those that a friend of mine, a partner of mine, and I performed together. And I have a new play that I've been working on. So lots of things.
Can I ask you?
In the office.
I'm really curious about this because this is not the 1950s. It's not like you're a playwright, you have an agent, and it just goes to some Broadway theater a few months later.
Yeah.
What do you do with a new play that you've
I have
written?
no idea. Please tell me. It's hard. It's really hard. A director friend of mine said that it's really hard for writers now, really, to just send out scripts and say to a theater and say, please read my script. They won't do it. The theater often needs to have a push by someone other than the writer, a director, or an actor that they work with, or an actor that they know, who will say to them, you need to read this script. Right?
Even an agent is not.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
hard. It's really hard.
Well, I have to tell you, it was very interesting this past year because I finished, it took only 10 years, but I finished the libretto for my opera about Henrik Ibsen. Ibsen, it's the first opera ever written about Ibsen. And I did a lot of emailing to a lot of conductors and to a lot of artistic directors. And I never stopped until finally one actually said, yes, I will read it. And it happened to be one of the finest opera houses in the country. So
Wow.
you just persevere.
You just have to persevere. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we have to persevere with the show. So, Ronald, I'm going to let you go just so we can keep
Okay.
rolling. But Ronald, what a great friend you've been in the Daverhood. It's so great
Thank
to have you on the Today Yesterday quizzes.
Thank you.
Happiness, good stuff with the opera, good stuff keeping doing the Harold Clurman play.
Thank you.
See
I
you
so
very
appreciate
soon.
it. And before I go, I stayed up all night last night trying to figure out where the sun was, and then it dawned on me.
Oh,
Just had to
you
throw a
couldn't have
joke
left
in there.
before you told the joke. Kind of wait to. That's a great one. Thank you,
I'll
Ronald.
see you. All
Thank
right.
you, Ronald
Happy
Rand.
New
ladies and
Year.
gentlemen. Yeah,
Bye.
All right. Nice to see you both. Take care.
have a great one. Bye,
Thanks.
Ronald. Now, you
Bye-bye.
guys stick around just for a little bit.